Now, with the crisis in Libya pushing oil prices up every day, the Chancellor George Osborne has signalled he'll cancel the planned increase in fuel duty when he reveals his budget later this month. Mr Osborne said that when it cost £80 to fill up a family car, I know people feel squeezed, but insisted he'd been forced to make tough decisions to tackle the deficit. But Labour's Ed Miliband said families with children would be hit hardest by the coalition's spending cuts. Jane Death reports.
Rowena Smith is a district nurse. She drives hundreds of miles a week. While the cost of petrol has doubled in the last 10 years, her NHS mileage hasn't gone up a penny. So every time she fills her tank on her credit card, she's forking out £20 of her own money.
So every time I fill the car up, my heart sinks when I go into the station to pay. Because each time I go in, there's a rise on the amount of money it takes to fill my car. Bit by bit, this money has been going up, and it's really up now that it really makes you scared to go in and fill the car up because you're thinking, how am I going to pay for this?
When the oil price soars, so do other costs like food and nappies. In this park, parents said life is getting more expensive and they're feeling the pain.
Money doesn't go far nowadays. It's getting harder and harder to earn money, so everything's getting more expensive, so it's harder to find the money to do stuff with your kids.
Today, the Chancellor spoke directly to families feeling the squeeze. Like a sympathetic GP, he said he understood the pain they're going through. And while there is no miracle cure, there will be some pain relief. In a speech to Conservatives in Cardiff, he signalled he's going to cancel the planned increase in fuel duty in his budget in a few weeks' time.
I know how hard the rises in world oil prices are hurting families in Britain. When it costs £1.30 for a litre of petrol, £80 to fill up a family car, I know people feel squeezed. And I say this to people watching, I hear you. I won't take risks with economic stability or wreck the public finances, but I promise you this today, I'm doing everything I can to find a way to help families. We are on your side.
But today, Labour jostled for that position as the party standing by us in tough times. Ed Miliband saying the coalition cuts will hit people with children hardest. That a typical family will lose public services worth nearly £3,000 a year.
I talk about the squeeze middle, a very popular concept. It is the reality for millions of people up and down this country. And the cuts to local authority services will particularly hit families in the middle and families with children.
He seemed to hit a nerve with the parents in the park who all raised fears their councils will have to close Sure Start children's centres.
My 1-year-old actually goes to a nursery that's funded or help funded by Sure Start. So I'm back at work, I work part-time, and so that really helps me financially.
Fearing changes to Sure Start and to children's centres particularly, either services being reduced or greater charges for them.
George Osborne would always say the hole in our coffers is a wound inflicted by Labour. But with the budget in a few weeks and local elections after that, he's now under pressure to show he's feeling our pain.
Jane Death there. And the Bank of England Governor, Mervyn King, has condemned high street banks for maximising profits at the expense of customers. He said there was a culture that it was acceptable to make money out of gullible or unsuspecting people. He warned that Britain could face another financial crisis unless the banking sector was fundamentally reformed.